Bonjour, comment allez-vous? This is the Crypto Kid in his Bitcoin coin universe. I am the Crypto Kid, the Ganja Ambassador, Daniel Plummer, and this podcast is brought to you by Howard Blockchain TV, and it is sponsored by Addis Ababa Advanced Technologies Incorporated. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Please leave some comments. We're always looking to improve this podcast. We want to provide information for you to make you a more informed Bitcoin and crypto enthusiast. We're providing free education through plummeruniversity.com. That is plummeruniversity.com/ Bitcoin Mastery. That's PLUMMER universe.com/ Bitcoin Mastery. In the news, there's not a lot of market activity right now. Profits have been taken. There's not a lot of market movement. Institutional investors have returned from summer vacation, and we can see the market volume in all financial markets steadily increase. In addition, Bitcoin is up $182 to $57,742. Ethereum is up $17 to 2,442 US dollars. Since most of the profits have been taken early this week, both today and yesterday, we don't expect much market movement Thursday and Friday, but we will keep you posted. Next Tuesday is the presidential debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. And Kamala Harris has not done any solo interviews. She's evading the press. So it'll be interesting to witness the debate because she's got to answer a lot of questions about. She's responsible for the border crisis right now. She ordered the tearing down of the Arizona border wall as soon as she got into office. So she's going to have to explain that, as well as how would she change things given that she is the border czar. Okay. And even if she doesn't want to accept that title, she's the one that made the decision on how Texas and Arizona would play out. In Texas, Governor Abbott has taken control over that situation, whereas in Arizona, the border is just wide open. In addition to that, she has sat in the situation room when talks about the economy strengthening the US dollar and hyperinflation have occurred. So she's going to have some answers to why, with the recent 818 job statistics that don't exist, have to be revised, and how would she change it, because she's a part of this current administration, which is responsible for this. So she's going to have to explain what she would do to lower the price of gasoline. And if she says she supports fracking, it would show her flip flopping, because in 2019 she said, or 2020 she said she was not in support of fracking. So for her to flip flop on this issue to bring the price of gas down would easily allow them to take her statement and run it in ads. So if she wants to say she supports fracking currently in this upcoming debate, they would immediately play, well, hey, in 2020 and a few other times you said you wouldn't. And is concerning the strength of the US dollar. Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary, is responsible for the policies there. However, Kamala Harris hasn't done anything to try to strengthen the dollar. She can't do anything as far as telling Janet Yellen what to do, but she can have a response. Her and Biden should have had a response, how to bring down the cost of goods and services, the price of food. She's going to have answers for that if she wants to do this debate Tuesday. And I don't believe she has answers for that. And I don't believe she's capable of explaining why the Biden Harris administration has done nothing to address those issues. So if she has no explanation for that, how can she come up with some suggestions on what she would do differently? Because if she throws that out there, people in the crowd are going to say, well, why you didn't do that already? So she's stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I don't think she's getting out of that. It's most likely in her interest to fall sick for this coming debate on Tuesday. It's not in her interest to do it. She's already 20 points behind. If she comes out and gives a dismal response, it's going to add 5 to 7 points to make it a 27-point lead. If she's successful, she should be able to cut that in half, which is doubtful, to around 12 points. Back from 20 points, she should be able to gain 8 points. So either way, she's only going to gain 8 points by doing this. If she's losing by 20 points in most polls, unless you pay attention to the fake polls that CNN keeps posting up there. But everybody knows that she's 20 points behind. If she's successful, she can cut that lead to 12 points. If she's unsuccessful, a minimum of 5 points is going to be added to the lead, so it'll put her behind 25 points. And there's no way, even with cheating and stuff in the ballot, that she'll make that up. So with that, I feel it's over. I think Donald Trump should really continue to campaign in the state of Arizona. He needs Arizona and Pennsylvania. So I believe he should be going back and forth between Arizona, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, as well as Nevada, going down to Las Vegas. As long as he secures Nevada, Arizona, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, it's over with. I actually think he can close the gap in Georgia too. So he should actually go down to Georgia and do some talks. Kamala Harris is going to try to make this whole thing about race. And CNN had polls that she ripped it up yesterday in Atlanta, Georgia. But I don't see many African Americans in the state of Georgia really relating to Kamala Harris, besides the fact that, I see her as black. However, for her whole political career, she's presented herself as an Asian Indian, preferring to ride on that identity because her mother is Indian. Now, Indian people are black people. So, I see Indian people as black people anyway. But recently, over the last 15 years, Indians have tried to ride the wave of we're Asian Indian. And so I think Kamala Harris wanted to side with that. She's like the chameleon. She just moves around to try to blend in with whatever group is popular at the time, which makes her look like a flip-flopper, which she clearly is. And I don't think she can do much to get away from that appearance. So if she flip-flops in this debate and says, hey, I now support fracking, that's going to make her look very bad. So it's not in her interest to say that she supports fracking in this debate or even brings up that topic again. It's best for her to avoid it. As far as the border crisis, she should not say anything, I'm up for doing something about the border, because she's responsible for tearing down the border wall in Arizona. So in this upcoming debate, she has to avoid the topic of the border wall and the border crisis. She has to avoid as well the other subject about fracking. So she needs to avoid the border crisis and the border wall because she's responsible for that. And she needs to avoid the topic of fracking because she said she didn't support fracking. So if she flip-flops, it's going to really make her look bad with her own constituents. So we'll keep you posted. We don't expect much. Yawn. To me, Kamala Harris, her campaign is just boring and makes you want to go take a nap. So with that, there's nothing exciting there. It's just lackluster, boring. Go to sleep. All right. We'll be back tomorrow with more news on Bitcoin. Remember, the future is crypto. This is the crypto kid in his crypto universe, in his Bitcoin crypto universe.